Hello everyone, this is Nirali Patel from New Alger Institute of Engineering and Technology. In today's lecture, we are going to discuss about normal distribution. So let's get started. A continuous random variable capital X is said to follow normal distribution with mean mu and variance sigma square if its probability function is given by f of x is equals to 1 upon sigma root 2 pi e raised to minus 1 by 2 x minus mu upon sigma whole square, where x lies between minus infinity to infinity, mu also lies between minus infinity to infinity, and sigma, that is the standard deviation, is greater than 0. Here, the mu and sigma is called the parameter of distribution. Mu characterizes the position of the normal distribution and sigma characterizes the spread of the curve. The curve that representing the normal distribution is called the normal curve. The normal curve is also known as the bell-shaped curve. So this is nothing but that is the normal curve. And this is centered at mean mu. And this normal curve is also known as the bell-shaped curve. Now let's see the properties of the normal distribution. So it has a bell-shaped curve as we have discussed. There is symmetrical curve about the ordinate x is equals to nu. The ordinate is maximum at x is equals to nu. It is the unimodal curve and it still extends infinitely in the both direction. That means curve is asymptotic to the x-axis in the both direction. The meaning of this, that means this curve is asymptotic to the x-axis. That means this curve try to touch this x-axis, try to meet this x-axis, but it never meets this x-axis and goes parallel to this x-axis. All the measure of central tendency, that means mean, median and mode, are equal. The total area under the curve gives the total probability of the random variable x and takes the value between minus infinity to infinity. The total area under the curve is always 1. So the probability of x that lies between minus infinity to infinity. So the integration from minus infinity to infinity f of x dx, this is nothing but the value of f of x. That means the probability function for the normal curve, that is always 1. The ordinate x is equals to mu divides the area under the normal curve into the two equal parts. So as we have discussed, this normal curve is symmetry about the mu and it divides the area into two equal parts. That means this part is 1 by 2 and this part is 1 by 2. So minus infinity to mu f of x dx is equals to 1 by 2 and mu to infinity f of x dx is also 1 by 2. That means integration from mu to infinity and integration minus infinity to mu. The value of f of x is always non-negative for all value of x. Therefore, the whole curve lies about the x-axis because the f of x is nothing but the probability function, and we have already studied about this, that the probability function is always lies between 0 and 1. The point of inflection, that means the point at which curvature changes of the curve, are at x is equals to mu plus sigma, and the curve changes from the concave to convex at x is equals to mu plus sigma to the x is equals to mu minus sigma. The next property is for the area under the normal curve. So the area under the normal curve is distributed as follows. So the area between the ordinate mu minus sigma and mu plus sigma, that is 68.27%. And if we consider the area from mu minus 2 sigma to the mu plus 2 sigma, so this area is 95.45%. And if we consider mu minus 3 sigma to the mu plus 3 sigma, so this area between mu minus 3 sigma to the mu plus 3 sigma is 99.74%. And the total area under the curve is 1. that means 100%. Now let's see some constant for the normal distribution. So as we have discussed, mean, median and mode of the normal distribution is nothing but that is equals to the mu. Variance of the normal distribution is sigma square, and the standard deviation, that is the square root of the variance, is sigma for the normal distribution. Now let's discuss about the uses of the normal distribution. So the normal distribution can be used to approximate the binomial and the Poisson distribution. It is also used in the sampling theory to estimate the parameter from the statistics and find out the confidence limits of the parameter. It is widely used in the hypothesis testing, or we can say the test of significance, in which it always assumes that the population from which samples have been drawn should have a normal distribution. It serves the guideline instrument in the analysis and the interpretation for the statistical data. It is also used for the smoothing and the graduating the distribution which is not normal simply by contracting a normal curve. Now let's discuss about the standard normal distribution. So the normal distribution with mu, that is the mean, is equals to 0 and the standard deviation is 1, that is called as the standard normal distribution. That means the standard normal distribution curve is centered around the mean, mu is equals to 0, and its interval is increased by the 1. So this is 1, minus 1, 2, and this is the minus 2. The whatever the value on this horizontal axis, that is nothing but the z-score. Now, if we consider z is equals to 1, that means we are the one standard deviation away from the mean in the right direction. If we consider the z is equals to minus 2, that means we are the 2 standard deviation away from the mean in the left direction. Similarly, if we consider z is equals to 1.5, that means we are the 1 standard deviation away from the mean in the right direction. Now, this z-score allows us to calculate how much area associated with this specific z-score value, and that we can calculate through the z-score table. You can see this z-score table over here. So over here you can see the z-score table. So this is nothing but the z-score table, or we can say the standard normal distribution table. So if your z value is suppose 1.6, so the area from 0 to z-score value is 0.4452. So this way we can make use of the z-score table. The special thing about the standard normal distribution is that we can convert any kind of normal distribution into the standard normal distribution. And using the standard normal table, we can calculate the area below the curve for any kind of the normal distribution with value of mean mu and the standard deviation sigma. Now, moving to the example. So what is the probability that a standard normal variate z will be first greater than 1.9? So z greater than 1.09. So probability that z greater than 1.09. So as we have discussed, this is your standard normal curve that is centered around the mean 0 and z greater than 1.09. So over here z is equals to 1.09 somewhere, and we want to find the probability z greater than 1.09. That means the area that is greater than z is equals to 0.109. We want to find this highlighted area. So as we have discussed, the mean divides the area into 2 equal parts, and over here in the standard normal distribution, mean is equals to 0. So this area is 50% and this area is also 50%. So this side area is 50%. So we can find the probability of z greater than 1.09 is 0.5 minus p of 0 less than z less than 1.09. So that is equals to 0.5. Now, the probability of 0 less than z less than 1.09, that means this area that we can calculate from the z table. So let's see the value of that in the Z table. So 1.09, that means over here 1.0, and 0.9, that is over here. So 1.0 and 0.09, so 1.09 is 0.3621. So this is 0.3621. So the 0.5 minus 0.3621 is equals to 0.1379. Now the second case is the probability of Z less than minus 1.65. So this is your 0 and minus 1.65. So you want to find this area. So that is 0.5 minus P of minus 1.65 less than Z less than 0. So 0.5 minus P of 0 less than Z less than 1.65. Because the area between minus 1.65 to the 0 and 0 to 1.65 is same because of the symmetry. So the value of this we can get from the Z table. So let's check the Z table. So 1.65, that means 1.6, and 65, that means 0.4505. So this is your answer, 0.4505. So 0.5 minus 0.4505. So your answer is equals to 0.0495. Now the next case is lying between minus 1 and 0.96. So P of minus 1 less than Z 1.96. So this is your curve, and 0 minus 1 is somewhere over here and 1.96 is somewhere over here. You want to find the area between these two, then only we can find this probability. So we can write the area between these two is nothing but minus 1 to 0 and 0 to 1.96. So P of minus 1 less than Z less than 0 plus P of 0 less than Z less than 1.96. Now P of minus 1 less than Z less than 0 can be written at P of 0 less than Z less than 1 because of the symmetry, plus P of 0 less than Z less than 1.96. Now the area from 0 to 1, so that we can find through the Z table. So the value of 1.3413. So that is 0.3413 plus the area between 0 to 1.96, that is 1.9 is over here, and 6, that means there is 0.4750. 0.4750. So this is equals to 0.8163. Now the fourth case is between 1.25 and 2.75. So P of 1.25 less than Z less than 2.75. So this is your 0, this is somewhere 1.25, and this is 2.75 suppose. So you want to find the area between these two. So this area we can find from by taking the area between 0 to 2.75. So P of 0 less than Z less than 2.75 minus this area from 0 to 1.25. So P of 0 less than Z less than 1.25. So the area between 0 to 2.25. So 2.75 is 0.4970. 0.4970 minus from 0 to 1.25. So 1.25, that means this area 0.3944. So this is equals to 0.1026. This is all about today's lecture. In next lecture, we will discuss some more example on normal distribution. Till then, keep exploring and thank you.